I had this man tell me that he only dates women that are less attractive than him. So then he always feels good about himself and he never like feels fearful of them like leaving him or not looking up to him because they're less attractive. And I was like, I feel like a lot of men do that because I've seen a lot of like really attractive men and their partners are like way below them on the like grading scale, especially like attractive wise. And I feel like it's so their ego will never be hurt. Pick somebody who, if they cheated on you, you really wouldn't care.
Keep in mind that men typically date down because they're looking for vulnerability. Women typically date up because they're looking for success. A lot of men don't date up because they will then have to hold themselves to a better standard. They're not dating down because they're morally better. Dating up for a man would mean that he will hold himself more accountable, meaning that he will have to work harder in order to provide more, meaning that he will no longer be able to behave in a specific kind of manner that he can manipulate a situation over top of somebody. Dating up will mean that he will have to hold himself accountable. A lot of men have lost the plot because men feel like they have lost their sense of purpose. So therefore, they have no reason to hold themselves to a higher standard. Is this every? Absolutely not. Is this many? Absolutely. But then you have specific men who are hell-bent on manipulating situations instead of doing better as men. For example, like passport bros, who will go to an impoverished area to find a woman who is also beautiful and kind, who would typically use their financial status to sort of kind of manipulate a woman who may be impoverished in order to be with them and deal with their bad behavioral traits versus trying to actually find a woman on their same financial status and having to actually do better.
I saw a post that said that men are dating more for peace over beauty now. And if that doesn't tell you how dense and how black and white these men think, is that they're correlating more a beautiful, attractive woman to be more difficult and more demanding. Instead, what men are really trying to say is that they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. They want to be able to do certain things and you not being able to say anything about it to them, okay? In their mind, they think to themselves that if I date a less attractive person, I can get away with more. They won't be as demanding. They'll be more peaceful. When in reality, so many men give women the chaos. They are the ones that bring the chaos. They don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to see their actions. They don't want their fragile ego to be hurt because they have been propped up their entire lives by society. And when a woman calls them out for their behavior, they don't like it. So instead, this is how black and white they think. Well, if I go for someone easier and who demands less, which is someone that's less attractive, she won't need so much from me. And they would rather do that than own up to their mistakes and actually change as a man. They would go for someone that they're less attracted to because they don't want to change who they are. That is how black and white they think. They won't even go for even like the person that they're ideally more physically attracted to. They will be with someone less attractive just because that they will put up with more, because these men want to be able to get away with cheating. They want to be able to get away with going to strip clubs. They want to be able to get away with a lot more behavior with someone who won't demand as much, because it's easier. It's just simply easier with how these men want to date these days. So it's really wild how these men are thinking. Don't even know how to go about it, honestly, anymore. I mean, men cease to amaze me every single day.
This is for the wifeys and the wifeys only. If you don't identify as wife material, then keep scrolling. Do you ever wonder why guys go after women who are, slightly less than you are, maybe in whatever department, like maybe they're not as attractive, don't have as much things going on, maybe not as wifey as you are? You're probably thinking to yourself, oh my God, like I'm doing well for myself. I have an established career. I'm beautiful. I have so much going for me. I've got goals. Why wouldn't someone want that? I need you to know that this man's rejection towards you has absolutely nothing to do with you. Guys see a woman in her full potential, like full wifey, and he hasn't yet reached his full potential, like whether it be in his career or he hasn't reached his full potential in himself. He has still insecurities that he is hanging on to. He's gonna see you as a threat. He knows that if he is with you, he has to then become the best version of himself. And some men are just not ready to do that. They're not in the phase of their life where they want to be that husband material. And in a sense, it's almost emasculating to the man. This woman is in her full potential. I don't want someone who I'm with to be doing better than I am. So he is going to find another girl who is doing less than he is and you are, so that he feels better about himself.
I cracked the code. These men are just as insecure as these women. You know when the women be like they want medium ugly men? Men say the exact same thing, they just change up the verbiage. Hear me out. When you hear a man say that he would rather be with a 3 or a 4 over a 10, that's his verbiage of saying the same exact thing, that he would take a medium ugly woman. All right, he not saying medium ugly woman, but he's just putting his in the terms of numbers. But it's the same thing. Both of these two people have insecurities that won't allow them to be with people who are attractive because they don't think that they're worthy enough to be able to have these people or keep these people. They have to demonize attractive people and make it seem as if these people are worse than anybody else to justify why they can't get them or why they don't want them. Like I said before, most men have not dealt with enough extremely attractive women to sit up and collectively label them all as having bad personalities and being mean. But this is what they told themselves. This is stuff that they've heard on podcasts. This is what they've heard from dudes who do actually get extremely attractive women, but they don't know this from personal experience. They've never dealt with these women on a personal level in a relationship to really truly say what these women do and don't do. One thing about me, I'm always choose an attractive man because even if I get played, I'd rather take one L instead of two. You ain't gonna be ugly and do me wrong. All right, I at least would rather get played by somebody attractive. At least you can say, well, he was fine. I mean, I get it, he was fine, right? Because I'm definitely not taking 2 L's, but y'all out here taking double L's. Y'all out here waking up to people that you don't physically like. You out here forcing yourself to have sex with people that you don't really want. That's disgusting. That's not a life I ever want to live. There ain't enough good personality in the world that's going to have me be with somebody that I'm not physically attracted to. And I'm not sorry for saying it, and I don't care. Question though, if the less attractive women are so much better than the more attractive women, then why do we see so many more less attractive women get on TikTok with the extreme takes? The one demanding their bills to be paid. Certain dates that they not willing to go on. It's very rare that I see somebody who ranks as high as a 9 or a 10 get on here with an outrageous take about things that she not willing to accept to do. All right, every time y'all get cheated on is by somebody mid. Every time y'all get dog walked by these girls, it ain't never no 9s and 10s that's really dog walking y'all. Y'all taking double L's. Y'all out here messing with ugly girls to be dogging y'all out. So again, if these beautiful girls are so bad, why is it that y'all getting done bad by the ones that don't even look as good?
Boys will always choose easy women because the strong ones require them to be men. So don't forget that, ladies.
Listen to this carefully. When a strong woman puts pressure on a weak man, he will run to a low-value woman to validate his immature behavior. Let me say it again. When a strong woman puts pressure on a weak man, he will run to a low-value woman to validate his immature behavior. This is why strong women are made for strong men, because weak men cannot handle strong women. Weak men cannot stand strong women. Weak men don't like strong women because they push them to do better and they don't want to, they can't handle us. That's why they run to low-value women to validate themselves, to value their immature behaviors.
You know, I'm laughing because this is so true and it has happened to me. You know, I could remember when I was still single, yeah? There is this guy, he told my friend that he will never have anything to do with me because of my looks, okay? And when my friend inquired why, the reason why he said so, he said that I am too beautiful for him to have anything to do with me. And I was like, what the heck? How can that be a reason for you not to want to date me? Anyways, he was not even my spec either, so I didn't even pay attention to what he said. But listening to these clips, I instantly remember that guy. He was a very well-to-do guy, but me being pretty was a turn off for him. Okay, so I just saw that as his loss. So if you're a pretty woman listening to this video, there is nothing wrong with you. Okay, there's everything wrong with them. Just continue being you. The right value man that you deserve will locate you. Thank you for subscribing. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.